Good afternoon everyone, welcome to the first of our recorded lessons for Year 11. We are in Miss Horsley's room. I do have an audience, if I start giggling you'll know why. Quite a simple one today. It's something that we looked at last week and it's a good one to pick up some fairly easy marks on in your GCSE, okay? We're going to be looking at probability, and as we learnt last week, we express probability in both words and in numbers. We're just going to dive straight into it with some GCSE style questions because everyone showed me last week that they are very able with this as a topic. Now, firstly, expressing probability using words. We use something called a probability scale. You'll all recall it goes from 0 up to 1. The 0 means it's impossible. 1 means it's absolutely certain. If you can remember, the one halfway means it's an even chance, and we always use the example there of flipping a coin. You've got one way of achieving success or the other way, but most of the things will sit somewhere on that scale, okay? And this is what you need to remember for your GCSE. The other thing to remember for your GCSE is, and this is what we've been doing a lot of practice on so far this year, is how much effort and time you need to put in. You can see these are 1 mark questions and there's not a lot of space, okay? Therefore, they're not expecting to see any working out. They just want to see an answer, which is lucky because there's no working out to be done here. So, draw a circle around the word or words which best describe the following possibilities. It will rain in Manchester next September. Now that's not impossible, is it? But it's also not absolutely certain. Sometimes we'll just jump in and say, well, that's definitely going to happen. Most things, as I say, will sit somewhere in between those. It might be likely or it might be unlikely. So what you might not know is Manchester is the rainiest place in the UK and September is the rainiest month. So I'm going to say that it's likely that it's going to rain in Manchester next September. And I think we all put that because we did this actual question, didn't we? Fairly straightforward. We've just picked up quite an easy mark. The next one, the next baby to be born in London will be a girl. Well, how many options have we got there? We've got boy or girl, okay? So that is an even chance. I'm skipping through it quite quickly because we all know this. This is just as a bit of a refresher. On the probability scale below, mark with the letter S the probability that it will snow in London in June. Now, it's not very likely at all. June is of course the summer, but it's not impossible. So we are going to put our S somewhere on this scale. If down here is impossible and that is certain, I think an S probably about there. Okay, we're not looking for exact because we can't be exact, but we're just showing our understanding. With the letter H, the probability that when a fair coin, which just means a normal coin, is thrown, it comes down on heads. Well, we've got 2 possibilities, haven't we? So that is an even chance. So we're going to put our H here. And with the letter M, the probability that it will rain in Manchester next year. Now that is as close to certain as you can get without being absolutely certain, I would say. So I'm going to put my M all the way up here. And I've just got 3 marks for just really using quite common sense and showing an understanding of what a probability scale is. If I was to put my M over here somewhere, we're probably still going to get those marks. We're just demonstrating our understanding of probability and what a probability scale is. Now, that's the words. The numbers takes a little tiny bit more explanation. Remember, when we express probability in numbers, we express it using the same layout as a fraction. The bottom number is the number of possible outcomes. The top number is the possible numbers of achieving success. Let's have a look at a question. Kevin buys 1 raffle ticket. A total of 350 raffle tickets were sold. One of these tickets will win. Each has got an equal chance of winning the raffle. Write down the probability that Kevin's ticket will win the raffle. Lots and lots of words, not many marks, okay? So that tells us, actually, we don't need to look too far at this question. And again, we did use this one in the lesson and all of us got it right, but it's a good one to show what we mean. A total of 350 tickets were sold. So that means there's 350 possible outcomes. How many of the tickets did Kevin get? 1. So he's got 1 possible chance of success. So the probability that he will win is just as simple as 1 in 350. Next one, 2 marks. They want a little bit more effort with this one, but actually it's fairly straightforward still. Richard has a box of toy cars. Each car is red, blue or white. 3 of the cars are red, 4 of the cars are blue, 2 of the cars are white. Richard chooses a car at random. What is the probability that he'll choose a blue car? Well, how many different possible outcomes are there? Well, we've got 3 red, 4 blue, so that's 7, 2 white. We've got 9 possible outcomes because there's 9 cars in the box. So there's 9 possible outcomes. He's looking to get a blue car. How many possible success chances are there? Well, there are 4 blue cars. So the probability will be 4 in 9. Okay? All fairly straightforward. All of us then got onto the slightly more in-depth stuff, which is finding probability using a two-way table. This is really, really, really worth investing some time in because there's good marks to be had from this. And actually, as we discussed in the lesson, this is simple, not easy, but it is simple. You all showed your understanding with this. So it's worth spending a little bit of time on this. First thing that we have to do is complete a two-way table. As you'll remember, we've got totals over here in this column, and we've got totals down here in the row. And we just have to use our adding and taking away skills to find out what those missing numbers can be, okay? So I'm gonna look and I'm gonna think, okay, well, I need to work out this total. This total's missing. Have I got enough information there? No, I haven't. So I'm just gonna look around the table and see where can I find enough information to start filling in some numbers, and we're gonna treat it a bit like a puzzle. So what about Spain? 9 plus something will total 18, okay? Now that one's fairly easy. We can do that using these, but normally that would become, it's a missing number there, okay? That's actually a takeaway sum, because if we say 18 take away 9, that will tell us what we've got missing there. But that number is going to be 9, okay? What else, what other information have we got here which we can use for finding out some of these numbers? Well, same thing here, 34 plus something will give us 60. It's a takeaway sum. If we say 60, take away 34, we can find that number. I'm not going to do it for you, okay? Then we can start filling in some of these others. We can say that 60, take away 18 and 25, will tell us what this missing number is. Easiest way to do that, find out what this total is, and then take it away from 60, and we'll find this number. Once we've completed that table, we can go down and start looking at the probability question, okay? Again, you all showed your understanding of that, but it's really, really worth spending some time on these things because the maths here isn't actually that tricky. And it's another example of, even if I was to say 18 take away 9 leaves me with 8, as long as I'm showing my understanding, I'm still going to pick up some of these marks, okay? So they're really, really worth picking up these ones. Probability, not that hard. The most difficult part of this is remembering what probability means, which is why we're going to keep revisiting because there's good marks to be had from this, okay? Have a go at the worksheets and we will see you next week.